doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Attention, all building contractors and home owners. Conant Bahamas, your competent home improvement store, now has in stock kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, porcelain tiles, vinyl and laminated flooring, PVC windows, and so much more. Visit any one of our 4 locations today: Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, or Iloilo, offering excellent customer service. You dream it, we design it.
The Synod will start with the usual service at Christ Church Cathedral on Monday, November 15th. The ZNS Network will bring that service to you at 8:30 p.m. Join us.
We've heard it over and over again. Hurricane preparation is key. But aside from making sure you have all the tangible items to get through the storm comfortably, paying attention to your kids, who in most cases don't have the same level of preparation experience, is also vital. Psychologist and CEO of Richardson Psychotherapeutic and Consultant Limited says that it is important to talk to children.
Children aren't really familiar, depending on their ages, of what it could entail and what they need to be prepared for. I would encourage families to have conversations with their kids about just hurricane preparedness, letting them know that the lights may go off, or here's our food supply and why we might have to kind of ration for a few days, or here's our safety plan in case something happens to mommy or daddy. I think it's the parents' job to do this now ahead of time, as we are in the middle of the season, and we've known a few years ago we had a really bad hurricane, and we still have a lot of people suffering from the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder. And so we want to make sure that they are well equipped and informed.
And while it's good to be realistic with kids about the potential harm hurricanes can cause, maintaining composure and being kind and patient with them during the storm's passage will help in keeping them at ease.
Kids feed off of whatever their parents are engaging in. And so they want to make sure that they're trying to keep as calm as possible and realistic as well. So if they are afraid, they can have that conversation with their child, asking them how they're doing, reassuring them that they are doing their best job to keep them as safe as possible. And when necessary, just hold them if they can. Believe it or not, that physical touch goes a long way.
And if the trauma is intense, here's how you know when to seek additional help for your child.
If you notice your kid is reverting in a lot of behavior, that they may not want to eat the same way or sleep in their beds anymore, they always want that constant attention and contact, those are some signs to let you know that the things that you may be doing aren't working anymore, and say they may need some additional help.
Richardson also has advice for adults.
What I would tell them to do is have your coping mechanisms in place. If that is some deep breathing activity, if that is making sure you have your safety plan in place, believe it or not, preparation is key. We find that if people have a plan for what they're going to do when a storm comes or when a storm's approaching, that helps alleviate some anxiety, as well as you may want to reach out to your support team, find your safest place to be.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Digital Media.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, police on Grand Bahama investigating a large drug bust. War veterans honored during the annual Remembrance Day service. And a local business establishment helping cancer victims. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, a major drug bust on Grand Bahama overnight. The joint operation resulting in the discovery of a quantity of suspected cocaine in the Western District. Reports are that shortly after 12 a.m. this morning, officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit, Drug Enforcement Administration, and OPBAT conducted a joint operation. Officers acting on information proceeded to an unpainted apartment complex situated in Russelltown, 8 Mile Rock. Upon arrival, officers knocked on the front door of the unit on the western end of the complex, where an adult male opened the door. He was shown a search warrant and a search was conducted with negative results. Further, the male led the officers to the apartment unit next door, where a search was also conducted. It was there that officers discovered 9 suitcases containing a total of 250 kilos of suspected cocaine, weighing 638 pounds, with an estimated value of $5 million. The man was arrested and is assisting with the investigation. Grand Bahama Police are investigating the island's latest traffic fatality. Reports say sometime before 10 p.m. on Friday, an adult male, while attempting to cross the street in Bartlett Hill, 8 Mile Rock, was struck by an unknown vehicle traveling west on Queens Highway, Bartlett Hill. Police say the driver refused to stop. However, the driver later returned to the scene after he made checks of his vehicle and observed visible damages. The victim was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Meantime, a young man wanted by police is now behind bars. Police say 18-year-old Deshaun Lewis of number 12 Albacore Drive, who was wanted for unlawful sexual intercourse, turned himself into the Criminal Investigation Department this morning. Officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force taking to the streets of Grand Bahama today as the Yuletide season approaches. The goal, to heighten the public's awareness about safety measures as they go about their daily activities. Officers of the Central, Northeastern, and Southwestern divisions taking to their respective communities to interact with residents and business owners. Officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas, Assistant Commissioner of Police Theophilus Cunningham, says that community policing initiatives are essential to fostering greater relationships between residents and the police.
One of the many ways of us obtaining our goals through community policing as we enter the Yuletide season is to educate the public through the distribution of crime prevention brochures. This would prevent them from becoming victims of crime.
Officers of the Traffic Division also making their presence felt.
We basically set up these traffic checkpoints, not just to ticket those that are in infraction, those that are in violation of the traffic regulation, but also to issue safety awards. We would like to remind them to drive safely during this Yuletide season. The life you save might be your very own.
ACP Cunningham adding that these initiatives help officers to recognize and meet the needs of the community. He says that they intend to work with the community through partnership rather than force.
One of our ways of obtaining our objectives is to strengthen the public's trust in order for us to police them by consent and not by force. This would definitely assist us in creating safer communities and reducing the fear of crime.
Press Liaison Officer Assistant Superintendent Stephen Roll sharing these holiday safety tips.
We want to advise the public to not leave keys in the ignition running, also do not leave valuables visible in the vehicles unattended, and at night time, if you're in your residence, please don't leave your windows open to the public, exposing valuables to persons passing. We look for opportunities to come inside and remove those stuff to cause you more expense. So like I said, we want the public to understand that as we move forward to Christmas season, we want you to just exercise extreme caution as we move about.
And for the business community,
those who find themselves moving large sums of cash, we want to advise them to, if they're not doing so already, secure an armored company to move your funds to and from the bank to secure those funds for you, because there may be persons looking around, looking for opportunity to come and try to commit an offense. And if you're in doubt, you can always call on the police, and we just assist you. The numbers are 911 or 919.
While the emergency orders have ended and new legislation on the management of the pandemic and requirements for citizens are now in place. While some health protocols still exist, the emergency orders and the imposed nightly curfew have expired. As Ramiko Knowles tells us, residents on Grand Bahama are singing the song of freedom.
Over 600 days, that's how long the emergency orders were in effect. Those orders coming to an end this past weekend, which means no more curfew. Residents of Grand Bahama could not be happier.
Yes, literally.
Anna Reina Johnson applauding the government of the Bahamas on its decision to remove the curfew.
Because it feels like we're getting back to some form of normalcy. And right now, it's going to be good for the businesses that they can stay open a little later so they can make a little more money. As far as the employees are, that's awesome for them also. They can make a little more money also.
Traumatizing, that's how Clarissa Morris describes the curfew, but now she's happy to be free.
And free is you could get to go where you want to go whenever you want to go. But for some reason, I feel like the people are so far gone that even though we're free now, they're not going to take the opportunity to go anywhere. I think it was all about control, and the control worked. But it's good to be free. We could slide up on the beach where we want and do whatever we want at any time when we want.
The curfew was kind of early. It was kind of early, and it kind of kept you back from doing certain things that you had to,
Cab driver Cyril Dean says it feels great, and he notes that the removal of the curfew was long overdue.
I feel great, okay, because I can sell later, okay? I'm a Uber driver, okay? Back in the days, we used to call it hacking, okay? Then from hacking came taxiing, then the hoovering, okay? A lot of people can get back to work, and the suffering that most of us had is stopped, okay? Thanks be to God.
I feel it's a good thing concerning the businesses, that because they really in Grand Bahama, it's really dry, and they need really the business, and it don't seem like it really make a lot of changes with the young people going out. Sometimes they just have gathering around their home, but concerning with the job, I know God is a provider. He always provides for us, but the jobs, the people need it.
Melinda Rollins says the curfew didn't affect her much. However, she's happy to know that businesses can now rebound.
Well, it's going to give businesses that was depending on late night customers and what have you, it would give them a chance to catch up and make some more money, some extra monies that I'm sure they need.
Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, making her first visit to Grand Bahama to meet with heads of government ministries with hopes of familiarizing herself with the different agencies. In addition, the minister conducted a virtual meeting with the Area Vice President of the Northern Region Public Service Union and Customs and Allied Workers Union. She says the meeting was the first step in building a working relationship with those involved.
The minister, first and foremost, communication is critical. I need to understand what the issues are that were left on the table or issues that are far back. As I understand, they have some far-reaching issues that date very far back. I also understand that it's important that we open the line of communications early.
The newly appointed Minister of State also met with a number of key contributors within the Ministry of Grand Bahama Prime Minister's office. However, Minister Glover-Roll was adamant in ensuring that public service workers that have displayed extraordinary characteristics and work ethics across Grand Bahama will be rewarded for their various roles in their respective agencies.
We've already started the process in New Providence. It is trickling over to Grand Bahama. In fact, I come in tow with a few promotion letters, and to ensure that this is an inclusive process and not Nassau-centric.
The 59th annual Remembrance Day service held on Grand Bahama yesterday in honor of persons who gave unselfish service during the times of war. Members of the uniformed branches, parliamentarians, religious leaders, uniformed youth groups, and other Grand Bahama residents gathered at Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Church to honor and remember the courageous Bahamians who served in World Wars I and II. The annual Remembrance Day service, held in commemoration of the millions of war veterans around the world, including more than 800 Bahamians who fought to defend the country's democracy during the First and Second World Wars, beginning with the traditional march of the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces. Reverend Maria Roach Hepburn delivering the homily and highlighting the reason for the annual service.
We remember the many unsung heroes and heroines who have put their lives on the line and have died so that we may have our freedom, so that we would be in a world that is safer and a better place. We remember those from our own country, those who came from every island, who served in wars, and in particular World War II, who returned home. We remember them all. We remember the family members and friends who have lost their lives fighting in wars around the world today. And today we especially remember our own 4 Marines of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force who lost their lives on the HMBS Flamingo on May 10th, 1980.
Reverend Roach Hepburn adding that while we pause to remember those who fought wars for our freedom, let us always remember who gave us the ultimate freedom.
And that is God, our Father. The psalmist wrote in Psalm 46, verse 9, he said, He makes wars to cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the fields with fire. We will remember that it is God and God alone who holds us in the palm of his hands, and that God is our refuge and God is our strength. He is our very pleasant help in times of trouble. We will remember that the Lord of hosts is with us and that the God of Jacob is our refuge.
Reverend Roach Hepburn using the scripture, Psalms 46, verse 9 through 11. She says we must trust God because he is a tower of strength, a river of joy, and simply because of who he is. She says while the nation pauses to remember war veterans, let us also remember those that are fighting different battles today.
We are to trust in him. The battle isn't ours, it is the Lord's. So on this Remembrance Sunday, let us all remember those who have lost their lives as a result of wars and conflicts. But let us all also remember those who are going through spiritual battles right now. Many in here are going through spiritual battles. God is concerned, and he's working out your battle. He is fighting your battle for you. Trust in him.
A moment of silence was held for all Bahamians that served. The flags of nations were lowered and wreaths were laid at the altar in memory of fallen war veterans. In other news, the University of the Bahamas Northern Campus is the recipient of the Bahamas Protected Areas Fund Hurricane Dorian grant to support the solarization of its eastern campus. UB North is committed to building a more resilient Bahamas through research and sustainable innovation. Officials say with this funding, UB North will be able to host researchers and students from around the world who are interested in environmental, atmospheric, and marine science, as well as sustainable development, forestry, hydrology, geology, and climatology. Jamila Mizik reports.
President of UB North, Dr. Ian Strawn, says officials at the university look forward to lending themselves to national development, and the grants will support their environmental and marine science field research station, as UB North is envisioned as the future STEM campus of the University of the Bahamas system.
The work that will be done here is pivotal. As a country facing the impacts of climate change, that we begin to do research and understand how to build back, how to be more resilient, how to respond innovatively to what is going on around us. The experts at the university have a pivotal role to play in national development and coming alongside the government and helping to provide thought leadership that will assist our country in the years to come.
He says they're grateful to the Protected Areas Fund for the $100,000 grant.
We're excited to be able to introduce a solar power dimension to this facility, which we want to be a green facility as much as possible. We're grateful for the vote of confidence that they're showing in the university, and we believe this is the first of more projects to come, more successful grants to come. And we believe that in the months and years ahead, scholars from around the world will be coming to this marine and environmental science research station because Grand Bahama provides unique opportunities to study the impacts of climate change, to explore sustainable development, to understand how our environment and marine ecology are changing.
Dean of Faculty for UB North, Andrew Moxie, explains the initial research project.
Studying and understanding first the impact and then to profile and record the recovery of those systems. As we know, the vegetation and aquifer systems are very intimately related, and as one goes, so does the other. And so our first project is a seedling nursery, which we have already begun to construct, and that will be the nerve center, so to speak, of a more broader reforestation intervention effort.
Executive Director at the Bahamas Protected Areas Fund, Karen Panton, applauding UB North for the solarization of the campus field station and supporting the government's plan for the mitigation of greenhouse gases.
You know, these gases are what have been responsible for Hurricane Dorian and what's happening around the world. We are particularly pleased to say to Dr. Strawn that we have every confidence in the University of the Bahamas. This is our third grant to the University of the Bahamas, directly and indirectly. We are working with the solarization project. We're also working with the seedling project and reforestation. And we're also supporting your underground water analysis and research. So we are in bed together, so to speak. But we want to say to Grand Bahama that we are with you in your recovery.
Jamila Mizig, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
Come on down. Now. Come on down. Now.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate.
Attention, all building contractors and home owners. Connaught Bahamas, your competent home improvement store, now has in stock kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, porcelain tiles, vinyl and laminated flooring, PVC windows, and so much more. Visit any one of our 4 locations today: Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, or Eleuthera, where we are committed to offering excellent customer service. You dream it, we design it, we deliver it.
The past is what drives us.
but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are, where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
For all your power and soft washing needs professionally done, contact Discount Fencing and Pressure Cleaning Services. Complete roof and house wash pricing starting from $350. Fencing installation and repairs are also offered. Call them at 646-6180 or 533-4322 for consultation.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. We now turn to our Jay Philippe, who has your Monday evening check on sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to sports. It was a busy weekend in sports with week 10 of the NFL season, but let's start this one with a number of Grand Bahamians on the hardwood. In college hoops, Franco Miller Jr. and his FGCU Eagles men's basketball team lost to Loyola University of Chicago in their second game of the season to fall to 1-1 on the year. Up next, the Eagles will host the University of Southern California at the Dunk City Reunion Hall of Fame game hosted by FGCU. On the year, he's averaging 10 points per game. Still in college hoops action, but in Canada this time, another Grand Bahamian has transitioned from the court as a player and now to the sideline. Well, Nate Newbold is now one of the top assistant coaches at Universal College.
So far it's been a really good experience. The level of basketball is very different from back home in the States, but it's not too far apart. I actually got the opportunity through a mutual friend who gave my name to the athletic director and the head coach, and the rest is history from there. So from this opportunity, I hope to help a lot of Bahamians reach their goals, and hopefully by winter semester I can get a few Bahamians up here and help them with their goals and their dreams, and just become something great in life. My long-term goal is to hopefully coach my national team one day and just be one of the great coaches that came up from the Bahamas.
Now on the pro ranks in the NBA, Buddy Hield made some NBA history in the Kings' loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday night, as he now has connected on more three-pointers in his first 400 games than any other player. That is some serious company Hield has, as Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Damian Lillard previously had the most three-pointers through their first 400 games. And finally in sports, week 10 of the NFL season officially in the books. Some results and updates from some team fan favorites. In the Northern Bahamas, first Michael Strawn and his Indianapolis Colts got the win over the Jacksonville Jaguars 23-17. How about those Dallas Cowboys with a bounce-back victory 43-3, destroying the Atlanta Falcons? And rookie quarterback Mac Jones and the New England Patriots with an impressive win over the Cleveland Browns. The Eagles got the win against the Broncos 30-13. Looks like Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs is finding their swag again after a convincing win over the Las Vegas Raiders 41-14. And lastly, the defending Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, dropped an unlikely one to the Washington football team on the road to drop to 6-3 on the year. And that's all I have for you in sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Elevate your fiber home internet and unlock an unlimited mobile experience.
Come on down to World Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Yeager Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find. Visit our store Monday to Friday from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to see the quality.
We planned for where we are today. A strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were. Now, you get to see who we are. We alive.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast, with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
This and every Saturday, catch the blowout sale on items such as hardware, lawn and garden products, power tools, welding machines, and household items at Ruthnell Technical Institute. They're located in Hawksville next to Universal Household of Faith. Just phone them at 727-1274.
Ice the coconut got this. Cocoa skin driven madness. Juiciness, ice the back. This sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice, huh?
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Felicia Francois, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for your support. That's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a wonderful evening.
Anglicans from the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands will come together for their 118th Synod. The Synod will start with the usual service at Christ Church Cathedral on Monday, November 15th. The ZNS Network will bring that service to you at 8:30 p.m. Join us.
Journey TV opens its season with life coach Shakisha Johnson, who shares how she endured abuse and rejection before discovering identity. This discovery put her in the direct path of purpose. Learn how she uses her life experiences to empower and build women from all around the world. Tune in for this powerful story right here on ZNS. Journey TV, we share life's truths.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, concerns over beaches and parks contracts. Another downgrade for the Bahamas, this one in the country's favor. A fire leaves a mother homeless, and BCB's new chairman shares the way forward. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Superfast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Glaring concerns in the awarding of beaches and parks contracts coming to light in Parliament. Going down a list of concerns in the House of Assembly this morning was Public Works and Utilities Minister, the Honourable Alfred Sayers, who says the matter was brought to his attention in a briefing he received on Friday from his permanent secretary and the Beaches and Parks management team.
Shortly before the general elections, the contracts, all of the contracts were renewed. And according to the management team, some of these contractors had not performed satisfactorily. Nevertheless, there was instruction that every contract be renewed. Secondly, some contracts were not signed by the authority, and work was, the contractors purported to perform, notwithstanding the fact that the contract was only signed by the contractor, but not the authority.
Now, that report further cited that after the general election had been called, a rash of contracts were issued, which the minister says they're looking to reconcile.
I was advised that contracts were issued without board approval, and the Act requires that the authority act on the basis of board resolution. Fifth, that contracts were issued, but some of those contracts which had been issued had not been communicated to the accounts department. Number six, that there were duplication of contracts. And second was the issue of inspectorate. I've asked that there be a reconciliation.
Minister Sayers' comments a direct response to East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson's concern over the existing contracts of public beaches and parks. Up to the time of the September 16th general election, St. Barnabas MP Shannon Cartwright served as the authority's executive chairman. While seeking to set the record straight, Cartwright says during his tenure, he always sought to ensure there was a balanced approach.
That prior to the election being called on August 19th, these contracts were already in train prior to. So after August 19th, the process still had to be completed. So it was not a deluge or mad rush, all right? And not to suggest, Honorable Member, that you said that. I'm just trying to bring clarification. There was not a mad rush to assign contracts in the lead up to an election. This member has come into politics and public service to operate a certain way. It may not be perfect in terms of certain requests that were made. And so I just want the Bahamian public to know that we operated in a way that we thought would bring credit to the authority. Obviously, there may have been and may be things that could have been done better. We accept that.
Well, with a fifth wave of COVID gripping portions of France and neighboring countries, local officials are forewarning that it's only a matter of time before the Bahamas enters another wave of the elusive virus. This explains why the health minister is hoping that by year's end, at the very least, 200,000 residents are fully vaccinated. We hear more from Carla Palma on what the minister had to say, particularly regarding a mix-up over COVID travel rules, while speaking in the House of Assembly this morning.
One day before the long-standing COVID-19 emergency orders were set to expire, Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, led a team in a consultative meeting with members of the Chamber of Commerce, civil society, and the religious community. The group aired their concerns. However, during that meeting, an incorrect slide regarding domestic and international travel rules led to confusion and incorrect information being disseminated. Today, Minister Darville sought to correct those discrepancies.
For international travelers, the following is required.
proof of vaccination, and a COVID-19 test administered by an accredited lab no more than 5 days before they travel. This information must be uploaded through our Travel Health website in order to receive the health travel visa. This visa will permit entry into the Bahamas, subjected, of course, to other immigration formalities. Where travelers are not vaccinated, they are required to provide an RT-PCR test administered by an accredited lab no more than 5 days before travel.
As for local inter-island travel,
fully vaccinated travelers would need a negative COVID test, and the unvaccinated traveler will need a negative RT-PCR test. International travelers who wish to travel inter-island can do so utilizing the same COVID tests they submitted for initial entry into the Bahamas, so long as the COVID test would not expire at their time of domestic travel. The corrected information is now posted on the Office of the Prime Minister website. I do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Now, despite a steady reduction in COVID infections and hospitalizations, Minister Dowell is hoping things remain the
enforcement of the isolation and quarantine protocols by the COVID-19 ambassadors and the Royal Bahamas Police Force. While we celebrate these results in the fight against COVID-19, I wish to once again highlight our concern regarding the falling numbers of persons seeking to be vaccinated.
Meantime, the government will be recruiting additional COVID officers to be deployed to the Family Islands to ensure the COVID rules are being enforced. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, the country's steady decrease in COVID numbers bodes well for the top industry. In fact, even the Centers for Disease Control has taken note. The Atlanta-based agency has de-escalated the Bahamas' COVID-19 level from 4 to 3, a move tourism officials see as a green light for group and conference bookings here.
The previous level 4 signaled that travelers to the Bahamas should be avoided. At level 3, risk, the CDC recommended only that person traveling to the Bahamas be fully vaccinated. This is good news for the Bahamas because we have been at level 4 since August of last year. This new upgrade to level 3 will certainly have a positive impact on our tourism numbers and overall economic recovery.
Health and Wellness Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, applauded the work of healthcare professionals and the adherence of COVID-19 protocols, stressing that these types of results come when there's teamwork to terminate the things that impact the country negatively. He stressed that the same can be done when it comes to getting the jab. Well, no new COVID deaths on record, but we're still pulling in cases, 14 for November 14th, 12 of those cases on New Providence with another one each on Grand Bahama and Eleuthera. An even split of 7 men and 7 women make up the new COVID infections. Hospitalizations increasing by just 1 overnight to sit at 47. Still 9 of those people are on the intensive care unit. Deaths unchanged at 665 with another 68 under investigation. As for tests completed, Sunday accounted for 373, 4 of them repeats. Still on COVID news, nearly 22,000 people across the country have gotten the shot. That, of course, based on the latest COVID-19 vaccine tracker, which shows a total of 274,506 on record. The numbers of 1 dose and the fully vaccinated are closing in. More than 140,000 people have received the first vaccine dose, while 139,471 residents are now fully vaccinated. Over 200,000 New Providence residents have gotten the vaccine, with more than 98,000 of them listed as fully vaccinated. Grand Bahama vaccinations amount to over 37,000 and more than 18,000 are fully vaccinated. Eleuthera leads the Family Island vaccination count with 10,119 residents vaccinated there, and half of that number fully vaccinated. Well, many COVID-19 survivors can relay their story of how the virus has changed their lives. But health experts are also monitoring how long COVID impacts an individual long after recovery. LaDawn Davis reports.
Persons who have had the COVID-19, we're seeing that persons sometimes can have symptoms about 4 weeks or so after being infected.
President of the Physicians and Consultants Association, Dr. Sabrika Pinder, giving a little insight on how long the COVID-19 syndrome after effects last. The condition called long COVID syndrome can have a great impact on the human body.
Some of the symptoms persons have noted: cough, headache, muscle ache, diarrhea, memory challenges, anxiety, not being able to concentrate or think properly, the brain fog, tiredness, shortness of breath, sometimes challenges with having an increased heart rate or feeling like their heart is pounding, so palpitations. So a lot of those things have been studied, and we've been looking at them here and certainly globally.
Dr. Pinder says when patients encounter these symptoms, it is crucial for medical experts to develop a multidisciplinary team approach, especially when it comes to the mental health status of patients.
Patients will need to be consulted, perhaps a neurologist, endocrinologist, internal medicine specialist, dermatologist. It just depends on the symptoms so we could really get to the root of it. And certainly, a lot of persons don't really think about the mental health component of what COVID-19 survivors experience, and even persons who may not have even had COVID but have been living through this pandemic. The emotional strain, even being hospitalized, for persons who have been quote-unquote in lockdown. All of that has mental impacts on certainly Bahamians as well, too.
But in the meantime, Dr. Pinder says research on the lingering long-term effects of COVID syndrome is still an ongoing process.
We have had patients, we do have persons who are still having symptoms months after having COVID. Certainly it can be debilitating. There can be various degrees, and certainly we also have seen patients who have recovered and done very well, and that tends to be the majority of persons. But unfortunately, we're finding that there are still groups of persons who have not recovered fully. We're still trying to find out what's happening.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come, the Prime Minister touts the #1 industry to the region, and ZNS's new chairman shares his plans with staffers. We'll be back right after this. And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour, starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m., all right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Ever since eating at KFC, Mark became the new savings icon. Get a KFC. WhatsApp HI to 557-3663. KFC Nassau. So good.
Mama, bake the Johnny Cake Christmas coming. Mama, bake the Johnny Cake Christmas coming.
Just with BOV.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Time of year again, and Bahamas Welding and Fire has everything you need to transform your home this holiday season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Trim the tree, hang the family stockings, and gift some Christmas cheer to those you love. From assorted ribbons, garlands, Christmas trees, wreaths, LED lights, holiday props, stockings, and skirts, BWF has the largest selection of all things holly and jolly. And for Santa's little helpers, from kids' bikes to motorized toys, we'll make all their dreams come true. Our helpful staff is waiting to see you. Shop today at BWF. We have all the top brand name tools and kitchen appliances too. Visit our store on number 13 Wilton Street and see for yourself. BWF, we're more than just our name.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis stressing the importance of the blue economy, a high priority item on his government's push to diversify the local economy in hopes of spurring economic growth and all that comes with it, like increased employment, wealth, and expanded opportunities. The opportunity presenting itself during the Prime Minister's address to the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation 2021 Anchor Awards this past Friday. The Prime Minister at the time also expressed hope of the government capitalizing on the potential to move the Bahamas from a small island state to a nation maximizing its big ocean state potential. To do so, it would manage, promote, and develop resources of the sea. Based in New York, the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation is a nonprofit organization that supports Caribbean nationals studying maritime in the region. Its mission is to alleviate poverty and transform lives in the Caribbean through education and community development. The organization has awarded 59 full tuition scholarships and grants, funding students from the Bahamas, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and Trinidad and Tobago. All strides in the country's #1 industry drawing attention across the region. The Caribbean Journal unveiled the winners of its 2021 Traveler's Choice Awards. Atlantis Paradise Island was named the best family island resort in the Caribbean. Best meetings destination in the Caribbean was awarded to Bahama Resorts, and the Bahamas secured the award for best golf destination in the Caribbean. More than 53,000 of the world's largest community of experts on Caribbean travel cast their vote for the region's best luxury resort to its culinary capital. Caribbean Journal publishers say this sends a strong message that the Caribbean is back and better than ever, with this year's winners exemplifying the best in the region. Crossing over now to news from the crime beat, a reported lovers' quarrel ended with 2 people injured and 1 in police custody. An overturned car, a glimpse of what unfolded in an inner city community this afternoon. Jiminita Swain was on the scene.
A man handcuffed and bleeding under police guard was just one part of the story unfolding in the Angliston community Monday afternoon. He would later be treated and eventually taken away by medical personnel, but not before he was informed that he was under arrest. 2 corners over, an overturned vehicle with the front fender hanging and the signal light flashing. Police Press Liaison Officer ASP Audley Peters explains what was reported to authorities just after 3 p.m.
Police control room was alerted to an incident where a female was struck by a vehicle on Key West Street North. And on arrival at the scene, the first responders met a female lying on the streets with abrasions about the body and a vehicle that had overturned on the scene.
That female, Peter says, was dragged underneath that vehicle. As for what police believe unfolded,
there was a domestic dispute with this female along with a gentleman. And as a result of that domestic dispute, the driver of the vehicle came through the street and ran the lady over with the vehicle. As he did so, he struck another vehicle. His vehicle came to a stop, and he exited that vehicle and attempted to leave the scene. And so doing, the persons in the community was able to accost him, and so he's now in custody.
Peters is hoping people use alternative ways to resolve disputes other than violence.
There is no legal right for you to use violence against another person unless you are attempting to protect yourself from violence itself. However, you could use mediators, find someone you can talk to along with your partner, or simply walk away at times, get cooled down, and come back to attempt to resolve whatever issue it is that is pressing within the relationship.
The court is also an available option to seek assistance. The victim, he said, was coherent when she was taken away, but potentially has serious injuries. Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
How a fire blazed through a Haitian village just off Cool Acres area last night is what police focused on.
Delta unit extinguished the fire and did a search of the structure, and apparently at this moment there seemed to be no life lost. We're made to understand that this multi-structure housed 3 families, all of whom we're made to understand are safe at the moment. We're encouraging persons to take the necessary precautions with their homes to mitigate these fires, in particular wooden structures.
Fire victim Tiffany Rubens told our news team her family is now homeless.
Otto was living in the house, and Eric with me on our way home. We met the house on fire and everything was lost. I was in the process of getting our passport and looking for a job, but now I don't have anything at the moment. I was living, that was actually my daughter's father's house I was staying in. He left the house for her to make sure she have roof over her head. Now me not have anywhere to go. Any help would be greatly appreciated. I would really appreciate it. I'm a single mother. My daughter is 2 years old. Anybody can reach me at 816-7505.
Newly appointed executive chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Paiswell Forbes, charting the way forward during his first staff meeting today. Chairman Forbes pointed to the need for a paradigm shift in order for the BCB to cement its spot as a news leader.
Therefore, we must now seek to adopt as we seek further commercialization and improve on our digital broadcast technology for correct information and services to be imparted, and what I said earlier, in real time. This would only come through the public trusting ZNS and the various ministries and government agencies having a certain level of comfort in our capacities and our competencies. Services to the Bahamian people is going to be critical for us to survive in this very competitive market.
And as the corporation looks toward the future, the executive chairman says it will face whatever challenges that may arise head on.
There are challenges that we must face, and we must look at them very closely relative to having a relationship with content and new content creators. We cannot operate in the same old hackneyed mindset we would have had in the past. Finding new markets, especially those with millennials and small business persons. Improve infrastructure and also elements of evolutionary development and technology.
BTC kicked off its second annual Liberty Latin American Mission Week volunteer initiative today. The goal, contributing time and energy to positively impact its communities. And BTC staff members are ready for what lies ahead. They will volunteer at the Bahamas National Trust to teach children about caring for their environment. Students in New Providence, Long Island, and Exuma are set to participate in a virtual tour of Grand Bahamas National Park. This while packages will be delivered to the Persis Rogers and Unity House Senior Citizens Home. BTC employees will also use their green thumb this week for cultivating a vegetable garden for Billy Lane Children's Home residents to encourage them to live healthier. Further, the company will partner with civic and community groups in Exuma, Grand Bahama, and Abaco to conduct various beach and community cleanups, and to add to that, inter-island tree planting relay where employees plant a tree and virtually pass the shovel on to participating islands. Through the Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation, 150 tablets will be donated to the Ministry of Education. BTC will also partner with the Red Cross in Grand Bahama for the annual Thanksgiving Meals on Wheels program by delivering meals to 100 senior citizens and residents affected by COVID-19. Well, Fox Hill, among the many communities taking advantage of natural resources. Carla Palmer spoke with a few of the residents.
On almost every street corner in the Fox Hill community, there is one very noticeable common thread binding residents. Stalls of fresh vegetables and juicy fruits, manned by vendors, lining the roadsides. Patricia Higgs and Elaine Brown are two familiar faces.
I sell my fruits just every other day. If I have one, I have one. Sometimes I just stay in and relax.
I'm here from Sunday to Sunday, every day of the week.
It's obvious that Fox Hillians are residents firmly embedded in their cultural roots. A drive through any street corner paints the picture of fruit-bearing trees native to the Bahamas on almost every property, including vacant land.
Fox Hillian fruits, these were most of these were planted by slaves and things, and they go by. So when the boys go in the bush, they find them and they bring them and they sell them.
We have a lot of avocado pears, dillies, sour sops, sugar apple, local ripe bananas. And it's really a good thing because people are really looking for local native stuff. And we buy everything here from Fox Hill, from around the little small farms and stuff.
Another observation. Either the fruits and vegetables are of good quality and in high demand, or vendors welcome competition amongst themselves towards the bottom line, as the seasonal produce on sale are all the same from one stand to another.
I don't figure there was competition. Everybody been doing it. I see no competition. Just you make a couple dollars here, you know how to try save it.
It's really good because I do take care of me. I take care of me on it, pay all my bills, whatever. If I don't have it, I send them around the road there. So, ain't no competition.
Living off the soil is clearly a way of life for Fox Hillians. Food shortage, they say, is not in their vocabulary.
If you wanted to make a living, you got to do something. You can't depend upon the government every little minute for this. Why would you be crying and you have fruits growing in your yard? You can make a couple dollars off.
Simple as tamarind. Tamarind, you would see tamarind all over and you just drive past and just disregard tamarind. Please stop disregarding tamarind. If I take away everything off of my stand, everything right now, and just put tamarind sauce and tamarind ball and the dried tamarind into the bags here, I could take care of myself for the next 3 months and don't worry about nothing.
Ernest Morrison is a son of the soil. He's known for climbing the tallest trees for fruits to sell and consume.
See the Hawkins, Kilprenny coconut tree and things. When I was young, I used to throw the trees going up, sweet coconut trees all around here. Dilly trees all around here. You couldn't get enough.
As eager as residents are to sell, customers are to buy. And that's just the way Fox Hillians like and appreciate it. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, welcomed scores of industry professionals to the Caribbean Hotel Investment Conference and Operation Summit hosted at Bahamar.
I am delighted to welcome you to the Bahamas
and to the opening of Chico's, this most important event. I was speaking with one of the delegates earlier, and he mentioned he was looking for opportunities, and he wanted opportunities in a place where there are magnificent people, great weather, and wonderful beaches. I'm delighted to tell him and all of you that you are in the right place. So I am delighted that you have picked the Bahamas as your place to come together, to foster networking, cooperation, find new investment opportunities, and of course I hope you will find an opportunity to spend sometimes enjoying the islands of the Bahamas.
Director General Joy Jubileau said this conference is important to the industry.
This is truly just a special day for the Bahamas to be able to host, in the midst of a pandemic, a summit or conference like Chico's, where you see all the major hotel developers, but all the major financiers as well. The people I've met in the last 12 hours, it's actually enough to cause your jaw to drop, because it really speaks to the fact that there are so many opportunities by making the connections. But what this really speaks to is the return of that group business, that the Bahamas is seen as being safe enough that people will come for what we call groups and meetings business. This is a key area and sector of the tourism industry, and I know our hotel partners are particularly pleased, because it's not just hotel rooms, obviously. It's all the meeting spaces, it's all the food and beverage that's attached to that, and so it's really value added for them.
To read more about Chico's, visit tourismtoday.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
I don't want to lose my vision because of diabetes.
I don't want to lose a foot or a leg.
I don't want kidney failure or nerve damage.
I want to live better.
I want to live a better life.
So I'm taking control of my health. I'm taking control of my diabetes.
I'm taking control of my diabetes.
I'm taking control of diabetes.
I'm taking control of my diabetes.
I'm learning how to manage my diabetes better.
It's changing my life. I'm living better.
I can do this.
I can do this.
I can do this.
If I can do it, so can you. Start now. Start now.
Start now.
At BPL, we are champions of safety. We've developed a work culture that is committed to safety at all levels within our organization.
We're more than just co-workers. We're a family. And to safeguard ourselves from injury, we ensure that our junior employees receive on-the-job training from our veteran employees who are more familiar with our safety protocols.
At the completion of every assignment, our crews perform a routine inspection of our system. We then contact system control for the approval before restoring power to the affected areas. It's a shared responsibility for us. By following these simple but important safety protocols, we'll reach our goal of getting to zero. Zero on-the-job injuries and zero lost time accidents. That's why at BPL for us, it's think safe, work safe, home safe.
Shop early for Janae's Mix and Match specials. Get all your school uniforms, neckties, socks, shorts, character towels, raincoats, umbrellas, colorful backpacks, underclothes, and tights. Mix and match 4 school shirts, free monogrammed or regular, and get 1 free. Yes, free. Yes, mix and match 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, and get the third one 50% off. Janae's COVID-19 Customer Recovery Assistance, allowing mix and match. WhatsApp 817-3295 or go online at www.janaes.com.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Having a policy with Bahama Health is more than just health insurance. It's about feeling good knowing that your health and wellness is covered. It's about the confidence you feel knowing that your card is accepted by over 50 pharmacies and 400 local doctors. It's about peace of mind, knowing that when you travel, you have comprehensive coverage and our overseas partner is just a phone call away. It's about the security you feel, knowing that you're an important part of the family. Join the family.
Oak Tree Medical Center donating $10,000 today to the Royal Bahamas Police Force Christmas Tree Lighting Initiative. The funds will help officers spread joy and love to scores of children who will attend this year's ceremony. Grateful for the donation was National Crime Prevention Office Director, Superintendent Anthony Rowe.
The event is scheduled for December the 3rd at the police headquarters, 5:30 at the Rose Garden, where we intend to bring in children from our fallen officers, our officers who has lost their lives during the pandemic. We want to bring them into headquarters and try to enlighten their lives, because, you know, in some instances, most of them or all of them are still mourning the death of their parents or their loved ones. So, you know, our theme is celebrating the gift of peace and hope. And, you know, we all need hope during this time. So,
Oak Tree Medical Center's director, Dr. Don DeVoe, says the donation is a give back to the community.
The event here is about celebrating the gift of peace and hope with the National Crime Prevention at the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And so when we think of community, I want it to be synonymous with Oak Tree. And so everything we do, we're from, by, and for the community. And that's what we're trying to do here. And for us, this is more of a mandate. And it's akin to having a company. And the community is our greatest investors and our greatest shareholders and our greatest stakeholders. And so us doing this is actually us giving back dividends to the company.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Do you want to travel this holiday season? Don't want to miss out on those blockbuster deals? Well, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Time is running out to travel for the holidays, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be just what you need. It's one and done. Just one jab of this vaccine, and 2 weeks later, you're fully vaccinated and ready to shop. Protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season. Schedule your vaccine appointment now.
Watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has set aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
While many countries have been challenged with the teachers leaving the profession due to COVID-19, Shanique Hart, who teaches at the Huntley Christie High School in Andros, believes that her fellow teachers have remained dedicated to their calling.
No matter what, teachers will do what they have to do because they always tell us, teachers encourage the students, Well, teachers need encouragement too, okay? Because it's a lot. Teachers are going above and beyond no matter what. We can do it. We're doing it, we can do it, and we will continue to do it.
Shakia Charlton, a math teacher at C.I. Gibson School, says that the instructional changes brought on by COVID-19 will never weaken her passion to teach math. She believes everyone should embrace that discipline.
There's no need to be afraid of the subject. It is a little tedious and challenging, but one like me, of course, I would like the challenge. But it's a subject that helps you to develop more problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills. So although there's numbers and letters and all of those fun things involved, I call it fun, it's just really to help you develop those skills that you would need later on in life. So it may not necessarily be, oh, I got to solve this equation tomorrow. I would say practice more because even though I'm the teacher, I would admit that I am not the best, but I try my best and I make the best out of every situation. But I would say I would practice more, so that's what I'm trying to get my students to do. So as I'm teaching them, I'm also learning as well.
For Ed Talk, I'm Denise Pratt. Want to stay in the know? Subscribe. Text 819-BMOE. That's 819-2663. Remember to like and subscribe to our social media platforms.
Cheney's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get your Christmas trees in pink, frosted, green, or white in a variety of sizes. Musical Christmas LED and laser lights. A large variety of tree ornaments. Lighted angels and Santa tree toppers. Bright and lively colored Christmas balls in all sizes. Garlands, wreaths, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Cheney's Chesapeake Road. Check our selections online at www.cheneys.com.
Low COVID-19 infections serving as a boost to South Andros's economic rebound. Member of Parliament from Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros, Leon Lundy, credits the rise to the revival of the island's vibrant bone fishing industry.
The bone fishing season just opened up, so a lot of guys love that. We just finished the pigeon season also, so definitely we're trending in the right direction while the numbers are trending in the right direction on our behalf. So it's a good time for COVID to be going down while business is about to kick up and pick off right before the season. Well, I can tell you there's been a number of private jets coming in with persons now beginning to go to different lodges in the area, all the way from Cargo Creek coming down straight into South Andros.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, McKishler. Outside of our studios, we are under cloudy skies. Temperature at 77 degrees. Relative humidity 69%. We have northeast winds at 12 miles per hour. Barometric pressure just around 1,018.4 millibars. That's 30.10 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 73 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Tool, Key, and Marsh Harbor, the Berry Islands. That's 78, 77 in Alistown, Bimini. 77 also in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 78 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 77. 79 in San Salvador, Artistan, Cat Island, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 80 degrees. 80s in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, 82, Acklands, 82, Matthew Town, Inagua at 83 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 83 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas tonight, right through Wednesday, the winds are going to blow out of the northeast, 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights a bit on the choppy side at 4 to 7 feet. So caution flags are in place for all areas of the Bahamas through Wednesday. Low tide takes place at 11:21 tonight. Another low tide at 11:57 tomorrow morning. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures. And they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
No, I ain't going back. She done give me heart attack, Jack. I ain't going back. I gave her my time, gave her my all. Going back. No. I ain't going back. No. I done had one heart attack, so I ain't going back. I ain't going back. No, I ain't going back. She done give me heart attack, Jack. I ain't going back. It's not often.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
All the time. Getting roach, even on.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are. Where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
Super value and quality supermarkets have all your favorite brands and no limits. Seabass tuna, VAT-free, 5-ounce, 2 for $1.90. Quaker grits, VAT-free, 5 pounds, $3.79. Rainbow evaporated milk, VAT-free, large, 2 for 99 cents. Robin Hood flour, VAT-free, 5.5 pounds, $3.99. 15 VAT-free items in this week's specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Wait, that's you?
Girl, don't be calling my name in public like that. What you saying?
Hey, radio, why are you?
I come to get my car license.
Yeah, but you don't have the beard, yeah?
No.
No, you could just go to My Gateway. My Gateway is a fast, easy, and secure way to access and pay all government services online.
So what you do?
I went to mygateway.gov.bs, registered with a government-issued ID, and bam, I was done. I scheduled an appointment, and in less than 20 minutes, I was straight.
Oh, shoot.
We're ready with the newly remodeled reception area. We're ready with your safety as our top priority. We're ready with state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and an enhanced patient information platform with online access to your reports for your physician. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we're ready to serve you. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call to make an appointment today.
Of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports. I'm Amajal Knowles. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news, Buddy Hield etching his name in the history books again, sinking the most three-pointers through 400 games in NBA history. The feat came against the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday night. Hield has now made the most three-pointers in the first 400 games of a player's career in the history of the league. The guard has 1,209 made three-pointers so far in his career. The spot before Hield took it was the Golden State Warriors' Steph Curry, who had made 1,121 three-pointers through 400 games. It's a difference of 88 made three-pointers. Sitting behind Curry is his teammate and son of Bahamian basketball legend Michael Sweetbells Thompson, Klay Thompson. He had 1,098 made three-pointers at the 400-game mark. Portland Trailblazers guard Damian Lillard had 1,050 trays at that point. Hield now in his sixth season in the league, said to be in the company of those three players, speaks volumes about the shooting guard's value and work ethic. In more NBA news, Phoenix Suns center DeAndre Ayton missed his fifth straight game on Sunday against the Houston Rockets due to a contusion on his lower right leg. Ayton missed one game because of the injury before returning on November 4th. The fourth-year center, however, was ruled out the morning of Saturday's win versus the Atlanta Hawks because of the same injury after originally not being on the injury report. Prior to the Suns' last two games, Ayton earned the injury report designation of doubtful, which is not an optimistic development for his chances to play tonight in Minnesota. In 6 games this season, Ayton is averaging 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. Without Ayton, though, the Suns have kept on cruising, winners of 8 straight games entering tonight. College basketball news, Coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels back on the hardwood this weekend, getting their first win of the season, a lopsided 94-44 victory over Mississippi Valley State. In her second game as a Rebel after transferring from Wright State, Angel Baker led Ole Miss with 18 points and 8 boards, the second largest margin of victory in the series. Including Baker, 4 Rebels finished in double digits with Caitlin McGee tying a career high with 13 points, and Mimi Reed and LaShonda Monk adding 12 and 11 apiece. As for Coach Yo, she says she likes what she saw.
I really wanted to see our team be more disciplined, play our style of basketball. I thought that we had a lot of moments when we had those opportunities. And I still think that there's a lot more we can improve on, but it was good to see Angel score today. It was good to see a lot of people score, and I'm trying to just figure it out as far as, lineups and rotations, and that's going to take some time, but saw a lot of good stuff today.
McPhee-McEwen also hoping that the offensive consistency can continue.
I mean, you saw the game. We only scored 50 points, so we're in a lot of offense going on. So I was excited about everybody and what everybody did. From Mimi's leadership on the floor all the way to Aaliyah coming in and playing composed. Tried to get everybody in, give everybody some minutes so that they can get the feel of what it's like. You never know when you need them, and their number's going to be called for longer periods of time. But I really judge them on running our system offensively and defensively, and that's what I'm gonna judge them on.
That was a look at sports. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
BK Nassau and Pepsi want to bring you a fun day on us. Upgrade your favorite combo and get a chance to win great prizes like staycations at Atlantis or Baja Mar, powerboat adventure excursions, or a Blue Lagoon dolphin encounter. You can also win a relaxing day at Sandy Toes or a VIP movie experience at Fusion. Upgrade your combo at any of Burger King Nassau's 7 locations and enter to win online at bk242.com. Win fun days with Pepsi and Burger King, where taste is king.
Imagine what it would be like if there wasn't a referee. That's why we have a referee, to make sure that we all play fair. As an independent regulator, IRCA has been working with consumers and service providers since 2009 to ensure that the regulated sectors are well managed and that everyone's interests are fairly represented. That way, we all get to play on an even playing field. IRCA, improving lives through effective utilities regulation.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind. Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Attention, all building contractors and home owners. Conant Bahamas, your competent home improvement store, now has in stock kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, porcelain tiles, vinyl and laminated flooring, PVC windows, and so much more. Visit any one of our 4 locations today: Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, or Eleuthera, where we are committed to offering excellent customer service. You dream it, we design it, we deliver it.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, computer models suggesting an area of low pressure will form in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and a troughing out of that could provide some showers and thunderstorms over the northwest Bahamas beginning on Wednesday, and that should carry right into Thursday. Some of those showers could be heavy at times. Satellite picture showing some high-level clouds over the northwest Bahamas, but that will begin breaking up later on tonight. Our forecast for tonight calls for breezy conditions picking up later on tonight with the clouds breaking, low temperature getting down to 73 degrees, and your forecast for tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy, high temperature of 81 degrees. Your extended weather forecast pretty much okay tomorrow with the winds picking up, but come Wednesday and Thursday, this is when that troughing over the northwest Bahamas will provide some cloudy skies with showers and embedded thunderstorms, some of which could be heavy at times. Take time temperatures, they're going to be in the low 80s right through the cycle, but we have another frontal system come through on Saturday. That's when the rains will come back with showers and thunderstorms, but behind the front, things will cool down just slightly. Makisha.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.